Today at The Broken Masterpiece, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before, and I'm going to let you watch because this is where we learn together, right? So it's going to be a little bit slower so that you can see every single product I'm using. But basically, I got this piece and all I wanted to change was the top. I added a little bit of touch-ups to the base, but I really liked the teal dark wax look that it had going. But this top just looked really messy, so I stripped it all down and discovered that it was not wood at all. Like, at all. So I've been seeing all over social media this faux wood application, and I remembered that I had this brush, well, plastic thing, and it looked like the tool that a lot of these people were using. And so I thought, what if I could find that and I could try it and I could actually attempt, because the one time I tried to use it, I thought it looked so stupid. But the way that I've been watching people, I thought maybe I could give it a go again, give this thing another try, and use different water-based products to show you what works and what doesn't. And so you're going to see a few that you might like in here that worked, and then one big mistake that didn't, and I had to re-strip the whole thing and start again. But I kind of used some different products with it, and so you get to see how those go on too. After I'd stripped the top of this, I painted it with Cucumber by Dixie Belle, which is a chalk-based paint, and I thought the stain would really go well over this. I thought by brushing on the chalk paint, it would give me a few brush strokes to allow the stain to be in, to allow it to look a little bit more brushed, which is what you want faux wood to look like. After that paint dried, the first stain that's really dark that you see right there is Brown Mahogany by General Finishes. It is a water-based stain. I applied it on with one of my regular zebra brushes, and then I took this water-based stain by Lily Moon. This is a blend of white oak and wooden barrel. Instead of mixing off the table, I decided just to layer them on, and it was really cool because you use these brushes and you just keep wiping and it mixes the stain, and it just made a really cool design and pattern. I did it on the edges as well, and then I'm going to go and get this tool. Now, this tool's been sitting in my garage for years, so I have even lost the handle, but I'm going to show you that you can actually just use it without the handle, because that's what I got. I'm trying to use no new products in this that I have to purchase. As much as there's like a stark difference, and I think the first time I used it, that's what I didn't like. I didn't realize that you could continue to layer on products on top of it to make it not look such like a stark contrast. So you take these faux wood tools and you rock them back and forth to create this faux wood grain. I'm using a shop cloth in between to wipe it off, and then I ended up getting a little bucket of water so I could dip that in, scrape off the excess stain because it gets really full, and then wipe it off after that. You don't want each of your passes to be the same because then you have the same pattern all the way down, and that definitely looks fake, but you want to start it at a different angle each time so that your wood grain strips come off a little bit different each time. One of the biggest things I learned while using this tool is that you don't want to pick it up until the end. Anytime, if you see, and I'm sure you're watching this right now, anytime you notice that I pick it up and I'm not all the way through, it creates just a really stark difference, and you honestly cannot figure out how to put the wood grain tool back on to continue the pattern that you had. And so you have to do the full length of it before you lift up. Thankfully, like me, you're going to practice on a piece. You're not going to have this like perfect thing happen the first time. This is my first go around, and if you are trying a wood graining tool for the first time, you're in such good company. I want you to mess up so many times because I want you to learn the same feel that I got from using this and how it feels to go over it, to make those look fluid, to make them look really good over and over until you get it right. Now, I didn't quite love some of the heaviness of these lines, and so I went back through to see if I could make them any bit thinner. and I really, really liked the new look. So this is a tool that you want to get and you just want to play with. This was such good practice for me to start this. I'm even glad that I had to redo this entire top completely because it gave me a chance to just continue to practice this. Now, one of the things I learned from watching others is taking a brush like this, or a broom, or some sort of thing with some bristles, and tap it throughout the piece moving forward, and this just gives a little bit of upset in the variation of the wood to make it look a little bit more authentic. I had let this water-based wood stain sit for probably about 20-25 minutes to where the thin parts were really dry but the heavy parts weren't, and so that's what the brush is picking up and moving along so that it just creates a more varied effect. And again, this is all trial and error. I've never done this before. I've seen it done, I've watched a few videos, but this is me trying it, and so if this is your first time trying it, you're in really good company. Alright, so reusing products that I already have, go around 2. I decided to do the next coat of this with that brown mahogany stain and a glaze from Valspar. I have had this glaze for years. It sat unopened on my shelf forever. I decided to try and use it. Oh, and I did pull out that softer stain too, and I decided to mix everything together in this handy dandy little silicone cup. One thing I failed to realize or read is I didn't read the back of this glazing can, which said long time to dry. I'm not kidding, it took at least 24 hours for this glaze coat to dry, which was super annoying because I just wanted to finish this up. Glaze is great because you can mix paint in it, you can mix stain in it. Any water-based product can go with another water-based product, so that's the only thing you have to remember. You cannot mix an oil-based product with a water-based product. You add a bit of your stain in just to color it up, and then you can add that to your surface. No, 99 is a fever. I really, really liked the color that this was giving, and I went through with that brush and again just did a little bit of variation, so even in the glaze, which kind of gives it a top coat, it would give it a bit of texture. Alright, this is where I went wrong. I should have stuck with the original stains that I had started with, which was that light Lily Moon water-based stain and the General Finishes water-based stain, but I just got these free products from Green Ease. This is a soy-based stain, and I believe this one is bamboo, but I thought I just wanted to try it and see how it would look. Now, it looked absolutely gorgeous, and had I read the instructions better and let this dry, this probably would have turned out really well. But I didn't, and I applied my top coat too quickly over this soy-based stain. Now, in adding this layer of stain, again, when you put on a water-based or soy-based stain, you can add it on and then you're gonna wipe it off with your shop cloth, and it's just gonna leave enough there so it's gonna make the stark contrast of those faux wood grain lines a little bit less, and it's just gonna add some dimension and color. Went through with my brush technique again, and then this is where I went wrong. I got so excited to try and post this thing for sale because I had some other pieces incoming, and I decided to take the brand new furniture shield that I had just been given from Green Ease's amazing company, and I thought that I could brush it on. Now I had only let the stain sit for 2 hours. It felt dry, but learning more about Greenie's soy-based products is that you need to let them sit for longer. So you see that big white cloud that's on there? That's because I tried to take it on a brush, a lot of it, kind of glopped it on the surface and pulled it. Well, with the brush, it started pulling off the stain. I immediately stopped, but I had too much product on the surface and couldn't get it off because anytime I would try and brush it, it would start pulling the stain up. And so then I tried to spray over it, and that just made it worse. And so I was super bummed. I had to wait a whole day, and then I had to strip this whole thing off. So moral of the story, whether this was mixing soy-based products with water-based products, but soy-based is still water soluble, so I'm not sure if that was the case. I think that I didn't leave it sit long enough before I applied the top coat, and so that's really important too. It may feel dry, but you really need to read the instructions and make sure that the piece properly sits in a well-ventilated area for the amount of time that it says. Now I used my Greenie's Strip and Clean, also given to me by this amazing company. You guys can get 10% off with the code Kristen Finnig if you want to order their products. They are amazing products, a great company, super responsive, and coming out with new products all the time. Now this Greenie's Strip and Clean stripped off every single layer. So this was great to get back down to the surface that I originally started with. I just decided to give it a go, and this time I actually didn't put chalk paint underneath. I decided to go with the white surface that was already there, and I went with a water-based stain again and just got to work applying it and then using my tool to practice the wood graining. I had mixed those two stain products together again, and this time I decided that I was just going to stick with water-based products throughout the whole thing so that I could finish this up. I was not going to use the glaze this time because I really needed to finish this fast. After it dried this time, instead of going through with glaze, I actually went through with the stain because I saw how easy that eco-based stain, the soy-based stain, went on. And so I just applied very lightly the stain on top of it to fill in any of the lighter spots to make it more even. I then gave it a third coat of the stain wash over the top. This time it had less of the brown mahogany stain and more of that lighter stain. When I'm wiping it off this time, I'm not actually wiping off all the stain. I really want a lot of it to sit on the table and to kind of blend in and help the consistency of the pattern. And because my brush was wet because I had just used it, I'm going through with a broom this time to create a little bit of that variation with the tapping. When this entire thing dried, I sprayed a water-based polyacrylic on top. Now, I didn't video this, you can catch that in any of my other videos, but I use a Wagner 5000 sprayer, and the spray went on flawlessly, and this is how it turned out, you guys. Can you believe that this is not wood? I love the faux wood grain marks. I can't wait to do this on another piece. It really looks like wood paneling. It's so fun, and it's really cool to see it done. It feels like magic when you're doing it because the wood graining tool itself doesn't look like much of anything, but the pattern that it creates is really cool. Now, I took these photos on my driveway. I actually put them through my AI app, and I posted these pictures for sale. It sold within just a few hours. Someone put a deposit on it, and they're picking it up on Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If you can drop a comment below or like this video, it helps my channel out so much. Check out any of my other furniture flips and restorations or builds down below in my playlist.